there was a bit of a mix-up with the weight between James McArleen and Shane Walsh. One was signed a contract for 135 pounds, the other signed a contract for 145 pounds. Yeah. What happened there?
Well, I think that that there was a weight issue of somebody making weight, so I think that they found out that a catch weight. You know, I guess the weight didn't really mean much today. I mean, I don't think it was her night, so the girl was tough, man. You know, she brought it.
Oh, it's actually the James McArleen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the female fight. I'm not sure. I'll have to find out what happened
there. James Gallagher tonight. I think it could be described as flawless. The hype is real. How impressed were you with James?
I'll tell you, James looked really good, and the other guy was a good jiu-jitsu fighter. Fought for us in Tel Aviv last year. And the one thing about that kid is, as young as he is, and you know, he's really composed, man. And this is a big night for him under his hometown. A lot of pressure, but he doesn't seem to be bothered. You know, he seems to be really calm and able to handle the pressure. So, I personally, we don't have anything signed with him, obviously, because he just came out the fight, but I think him and AJ McKee, maybe they could get it on pretty soon, man. That'd be two young guys, the next set of lions going at it, So, to me, that's the fight that maybe we'll be talking to him. But I'd like to see James, if he's okay, which I think he is. Maybe we can invite him to fight in London, and we'll keep testing him.
Do you think the AJ McKee fight would do better in Dublin or Belfast in Ireland rather than in London?
You know what? I'm not sure, but that's a fight I think we can promote anywhere. We can promote that in California. We can promote that in London. We can promote it here in Dublin. I mean, I think that I think James's popularity is growing. AJ McKee's popularity is growing, and they become fighters that fight all over the world for us. So, we're gonna continue that template of keeping him fighting all over.
Maybe an emphasis to push James in the United States now.
Yeah. I mean, that was the game plan originally. We wanted to fight him in Israel last year before we announced the card. But at the end of the day, McKee's fought all over. James will fight all over, and maybe we'll put this fight together in London.
Any progress with a TV deal or an online deal for Ireland?
Yeah, you know what? That's a good question. I mean, I know that you're able to watch these fights on our app. Pretty quick after the fights are over. So if you go to Bellator.com, download, or just go to the app and just download Bellator.com. I mean the Bellator app. You'll be able to watch the fights tonight. I think probably tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to think though that they don't really want to watch it. If it's not live, they're just going to watch a video online. They're not going to watch the broadcast back. So obviously, you're with Viacom, like you have kind of connections with Spike and all Channel 5 and all. Is there any chance to get that live on for the next event?
You know what? That's actually a really good question. It's something that we've been asked a lot, and it's when are these fights going to go live? And the reality is that I know that they're trying to bridge the gap, and even in London when we were on Channel 5, it wasn't live. It was an hour delayed. So, I think that that's something that they're working on. But you have to keep in mind these fights are being broadcast all over the world too. So there's a timing issue for trying to coordinate everything. And you're right. We should get that narrowed down a little bit for you guys.
Even on the Bellator stream of events that are in the US, it's geo-blocked in Ireland but not in the UK. What's that about?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Is there any chance of getting that sort of thing for the next time?
Yeah. You know what? I'm not sure why that would happen, but we'll definitely look into it for you.
Any updates on Fedor and Matthew Jones?
Yes, we'll have something to announce, hopefully by the end of the week. But we will be putting those guys back into the cage in sometime in May. And it'll probably be early June is what we're looking at.
Is there any thought of putting Chris Fields and Lee McGeary fight back together?
Yeah, definitely. But Liam is going to fight Linton Vassell in London on May 19th. So after that fight, we will put that fight together.
If the AJ and James fight does get made in London, is there danger with MVP fighting with Rory and Paul Daly, and then of course Linton and Lee McGeary? Is there a danger that the James AJ fight would get lost somewhere in that mix of studded cast?
You know what? I'll tell you. That is a stacked card. From top to bottom. I mean, Rory McDonald was one of the guys that we wanted to sign last year, which we were successful in signing. And the first fight I thought about putting him in was against Paul Daly because those style mix fights, and I think that's going to be an amazing fight. And so I think that's to me that's the main event. And then who would be the second main event? I mean, it's going to be MVP, and then I think Linton Vassell and Lee McGeary will have a good shot at being right in there. But yeah, I mean, to me, it's like you get a fight like that, it's going to probably be one of the first fights of the night, and it could But I don't think a fight where it sits can get lost. This is a performance that creates whether it gets lost or not.
And if Liam does beat Linton, does that put him in line then for a shot at Phil Davis trying to regain his light heavyweight crown?
I think that it definitely puts him right in there. It puts both those guys back in there. And there's no mistake about us trying to get Ryan Bader on board. So we made an offer to Ryan. We're waiting to see if the UFC is going to match our offer or not. And if they don't, we'll have Bader here probably, in the next couple months, getting busy. So to me, that just beefs up our 205-pound weight division, and we'll see what happens with that.
I'm sure you're going to be co-promoted with Bama.
No, that's going to be a Bellator only. It's going to be one of our 10 poles. We do 7 of these a year, and it's going to be all of our biggest guns. And I think we're going to have a stacked card.
Is that something we're coming to Ireland? Are you thinking about rolling out just a Bellator show rather than co-promoting? Because in a way, we got 5 fights tonight, but we want more.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you look at the talent here, Bama's cultivating the talent, and even if you look at the next UFC fight card, it's really like a Bama show, really. And to me, it's like and that's where we found James, and we found Kavanaugh, and we found a lot of the talent that we've been watching has come from Bama, and I think they're doing a great job. And I hope that everybody keeps supporting them, because that's where it comes, and then we'll jump in, and then like I said to David Green, I said, look, we'll share the talent. We'll book your talent. You can book our talent. It's like the door's open. When we go to different territories, we always try to respect the local promoter and work with them. And there's a chance that maybe we come alone, but the next big fight, our big 10-pole fight, will be in London on May 19th, and that will be a promotion by Bellator.
Is the London card almost Bellator's way of showing strength with the UFC, because the UFC card is getting ridiculed in comparison to what Bellator are bringing, and is that a direct tactic to say we're the big guns now and we're starting to fire big shots?
I mean, you know what? It's like it goes way before they even announced our card. We had planned our quarter already, and we launched with Tito Ortiz fighting Chael Sonnen. Fedor was supposed to fight in Mitrione. We have Rampage Jackson fighting King Mo, and then we have the fight with Paul fighting against McDonald. I mean, that's 4 just amazing fights, and so no, there's no tit for tat. It's basically, look, we have great fighters in this organization, and I think some of our fighters can compete against anybody in the world, and we're going to come out and we're going to give the fans what they want to see.
You got an update on Mark?
2 shows in Ireland, 2 shows in Ireland and Northern Ireland within the space of 3 months. What's the timeline for Ireland going forward?
Yeah, I know we're talking about doing something with Bama again, maybe at the end of the year in Dublin, but it's not set yet. The only focus I have right now is on the May 19th show in London.
Was there anybody on the Lorenz Larkin?
Yeah, you know what? We were talking to Audi, and I feel good about it. I feel good about where the negotiations are going. So hopefully you'll see Lorenzo on our roster here in the next 2 months.
Was there anybody on the Bama portion of the card that you're looking at and thinking we need to get him on Bellator?
Yeah,
maybe Paul Hughes or something like that?
Yeah, you know what? I tell you, there are, the kid that won the title and the kid that lost again. I thought that was a great main event. I mean, those guys came to fight, and to me, that's all you can ask these guys. I mean, at the end of the round, what I noticed is that they both slumped over and were like done. They had left everything on the mat, and man, as a promoter, that's all you can really ask for.
Scott, there was a report yesterday that you filed a lawsuit against the UFC, the promotion. I just want to get your thoughts. It was about fighter contracts information and releasing information about fighter contracts. Can you shed any more light into what's going on there?
Yeah, basically, there's a class action lawsuit filed against the UFC, and we kind of got drugged into it a little bit, and we're just stopping from, trying to prevent, to continue to get dragged into it, and I can't talk too much about it, but we feel like our information should be our information, and that's how we feel.
Scott, have you had any updated talks with Mike Goldberg? A lot of speculation about that.
Yeah, you know what, we have been talking, but I feel like we got a great team, and Sean and Jimmy do a great job. So we'll see what happens. I mean,
discussions are taking place.
Yeah, well, we have talked, and so we have a great team. So that's the hard part. I mean, it's not like if we were starting all over, and you have starting from scratch, then maybe you could have more flexibility. But we're trying to see if we can fit them in and get something going. But it's not imminent, and like I said, we have a great team.
And just one Is there any negotiations with Rich Story going to go? I believe he's a free agent as well.
Not at this time, no. Well, let me rephrase that. I personally am not sure because Rich, my matchmaker, might be doing it. So, yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you.